What's up, guys? Donald McRonald here. We're here for a UFC 304 prediction, analysis, and breakdown. So let's get straight into it. Starting first with Molly McCann versus Bruna Brazil. I'm gonna go with Molly McCann because I know who she is. She's pretty good. She has some cool spinning back fist KO. She has a she has a couple cool highlights from what I've seen. She has a slight reach disadvantage and height disadvantage, and to me that just means like she's like a woman's Mike Tyson. She's has a real stocky build. Bruna Brazil is a striker I've heard from my research, and I think Molly McCann's just gonna go out there, run straight at her, and knock her out. Probably in the first round. That's what I'm predicting. Put that on your parlay right now, and we'll go into the next one. Next, we got Nathaniel Wood versus Daniel Pineda. To be honest, I have no idea who either of these two people are. I've heard of Nathaniel Wood though. I've never seen him fight, but I'm gonna go with him because he's from Britain, I think, and this is in Britain, so I think they're probably giving him a good matchup in Daniel Pineda, who has three no contests on his record, which is insane. Because how do you have three no contests on your record? Are you fouling that much? That doesn't make any sense. But from the statistics, they're about the same in height and reach, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. And I just think Nathaniel Wood is probably going to win a decision. He's probably the better fighter, probably a little faster, probably a little stronger. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Nathaniel Wood. All right, so now we get into the real matchups that really matter. Getting into the main card right now. First, we start off with Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. I think Arnold Allen's gonna win, just straight up. Arnold Allen's a lot better than Giga Chikadze. I would say Arnold Allen's a guy. When you see him fight, you just know he's good because he's super fast, explosive. He has the age advantage. He's not 35 years old, and Giga Chikadze's just been super inactive recently. And he's a good striker. He beat Edson Barboza one time, but he got beat up by Calvin Cater, and I don't know if Calvin Cater's the best, and he got really beat up by Calvin Cater. So he does have a reach advantage and a height advantage, but I don't think that matters as much as people think. So this is probably a popular pick. Also, Arnold Allen is from England, and so they're giving him a good matchup so he can have a good performance. And I think Arnold Allen's gonna probably piece him up pretty bad. Probably, I think knockout. I think he's gonna knock him out. Probably catch him off a kick or something, and just send him to the canvas and just not let up. Because once Arnold Allen has you hurt, we saw in that Dan Hooker fight, he just lets it off. And I really liked Arnold Allen's last two performances, even though they were losses. They were pretty close fights against top tier competition and Movsar Evloev. Some people thought he could have won that Movsar Evloev fight. And in that Max Holloway fight, he really impressed me with, how he just went out there in the fifth round. He knew he was losing, and he really tried to get it. Ended up losing the fight and getting dropped in that round, but I like the fact that he went out there and tried to get the finish on Max Holloway, who we know is unfinishable, but he tried, which is, more than a lot of people would have done in that situation. So I think he's for sure a top five fighter in this division, and I don't think Giga Chikadze is. I think Arnold Allen's, really, really good, and I think he could maybe even be champion one day, as long as he keeps improving. Now on to the next. Next up in the card, we have Muhammad Makayev versus Manel Kape. Um, Muhammad Makayev is a Dagestani wrestler. Manel Kape's a pretty good striker from what I've seen. And I'm gonna have to go with Manel Cap because I think he's gonna piece him up on the feet. I think he'll be able to stuff the takedowns pretty easily because it seems like a lot of people can stuff Muhammad Makayev's takedowns. He's not a real good Dagestani wrestler. I think it's hard to Dagestani wrestle at these lower weight classes because these guys are just hard to keep down. From what I've seen, you know, Muhammad Makayev is also younger, less experienced than someone like Manel Cap. He is undefeated though, but his last fight against Alex Perez was one of the most horrible fights I've ever watched in my life. I tuned out of it probably around the 3 minute mark, and I was just half watching it. And what it seemed like was Muhammad Makayev more or less just putting his head right in Alex Perez's crotch and not doing anything the entire fight, just holding him up against the fence. And I don't like that. I don't like that against someone like Manel Cap, who can probably land some damaging shots on you. You know, probably stuff most of the takedown. I'm hoping. And as long as he doesn't get held up against the fence for 15 minutes, he'll probably win because we know Muhammad Makayev, unless he gets a fluke submission on you, he can't really do anything. Can't really land damage. His striking's okay, but doesn't have that much power. So I'm gonna have to go with Manel Cap because Muhammad Makayev is just pretty trash in my opinion. Um, hope he gets yeah. Next up, we got Bobby Green versus Paddy Pimblett, and this is a fight that I'm very excited for. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in this fight, and I'm gonna have to go with Bobby Green. I'm of the belief that Paddy Pimblett is terrible, honestly. Like, I don't know, every fight I've seen him in, I guess he has good grappling or whatever, but, Bobby Green, who's he been out grappled by? Islam Makhachev? Paddy Pimblett is not Islam Makhachev in any sense of, reality. Paddy Pimblett, every time I see him fight, this dude has no hands. He has a couple like stupid cardio kickboxing kicks, but they don't look like they have any power on them. And I see people saying that Paddy Pimblett's going to knock Bobby Green out because Bobby Green has been knocked out probably 80 times throughout his life, and he's been knocked out a lot because he doesn't keep his hands up. But Paddy Pimblett has no hands. Like, this dude, it's horrendous. He has no fast twitch ability with his hands, no power. Um, I think he could probably hit Bobby Green clean, and Bobby Green would just stumble a little bit and eat it. So I think Bobby Green's gonna just be piecing this dude up for the entire fight. It's gonna be like his last fight against Jim Miller. Paddy Pimblett will not have anything for him, to be honest, except like maybe if he can get the fight to the ground. But I don't know. In his last performance against Tony Ferguson, I didn't see anything really that good to get from Paddy Pimblett. Yeah, you beat up Tony Ferguson, but that's who doesn't nowadays. And I didn't really see him like wrestle that well, to be honest. I didn't see. I know he like dropped him or something, but I saw him get tired at the end with Tony Ferguson in a 3 round fight, and that's something you should not be doing in 2023 when this happened, closer to 2024. And I think Bobby Green's performance against Tony Ferguson was a lot better, even on the ground. So I think Bobby Green might even be a better wrestler than Paddy Pimblett. So off that alone, I just think Bobby Green's gonna piece up Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett has a good chin, so I think it'll probably be a Bobby Green decision, and it's gonna be bloody, but it will be entertaining nonetheless. And I'm very excited for this fight. Next up the card, we have the co-main event of Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. the real heavyweight championship of the world, that John Jones versus Stipe fight is a sham. So we will be considering the Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades fight as the real heavyweight championship. And I think Tom Aspinall should win this. And I think, Curtis Blades is worse than Tom Aspinall in probably every aspect of MMA. You know, uh, but I just think Curtis Blades is going to win for some reason. I think, John Jones has plot armor. To be honest, I think Curtis Blades is going to fluke a win, maybe an injury TKO again. Maybe even a fluke knockout or a boring decision. But somehow, I think Curtis Blades is going to win this fight because MMA makes no sense, and you have to start realizing that when betting it. It does not make any sense. So sometimes you just got to pick things that don't make any sense. And Curtis Blades is the type of guy. This is a heavyweight fight. Curtis Blades has real knockout power. Tom Aspinall, he's good. He's really fast, but he leaves his chin up in the air a lot from what I've seen. And, he is really good, but I just think Curtis Blades is going to chin him or something like that. And who knows if Tom Aspinall has the cardio to go into the later rounds. We've never seen this dude outside of the first round. I mean, I haven't. So Curtis Blades will win this fight, and John Jones will probably
Why,
sail
hello,
off
how
into
you
the
doing?
sunset after beating
How can I
Stipe.
help?
I think, yeah, it's
Can't
going to be
handle the
sad
heat,
to
my
see.
friend?
I want
Okay,
Tom Aspinall
leave
to
it with
win
creepy Uncle
so he
Lester.
can go up and beat John Jones, but I just don't think it's gonna happen, man. MMA makes no sense. You will never get what you want as a fan of MMA, and yeah, Curtis Blades is gonna win this. All right, next we got the main event. We have Leon Edwards, the champion, versus Bilal Muhammad for the welterweight title of the world. And you know, I think this is going to be a masterclass from Leon Edwards. Think this fight will be boring. It just depends on Bilal Muhammad whether it's boring or not. I think Leon Edwards is going to win regardless, but if Bilal Muhammad tries to press the action, he might give us the chance to see him get knocked out and maybe have an exciting fight, but we'll see what happens. We know Leon Edwards is not going to, really try to finish Bilal Muhammad, or he's going to do what he can to win, and he will do that. You know, he's a pretty safe parlay piece, in my opinion. And I don't know. I just don't think Bilal Muhammad has what it takes. I think on the feet, they're pretty similar, but I think Leon Edwards does what Bilal Muhammad does better. I don't see Bilal Muhammad, you know, doing a Kamaru Usman in the second fight and pushing up Leon Edwards against the fence and being down on him. I don't see that in Bilal Muhammad. He has pillow hands. He has some good body kicks, but I think Leon Edwards is better in the kicking department. I think he's better at keeping range, and you know, Bilal Muhammad also, he needs takedowns to win, and I don't think he's going to be able to take Leon Edwards down. For the last three fights of Leon Edwards, we've seen him go against some good wrestlers, and Colby, even though Colby shat his pants in the last fight, he's still a good wrestler. He couldn't take down Leon. Um, who else? Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman really struggled to take down Leon in the third fight. I don't think he took him down once. And Leon's been really impressing me. Even though you guys call him boring, but he's been impressing me with his last couple performances because he gets out of there unscathed. He has a pretty clean looking performance. People don't usually catch him that clean on the chin. So, and I think if Bilal Muhammad does catch Leon Edwards clean on the chin, it won't matter because I think Leon will be able to eat it. Bilal Muhammad, I think his only KO is like a standing TKO against Sean Brady, which is it's not that impressive, to be honest. I think Leon has the height advantage, the reach advantage, the age advantage, every advantage you can have in an MMA fight. Leon has in this fight. He has his speed advantage, skill advantage, just everything. And I think, I like Bilal Muhammad, to be honest. I think he's pretty funny, but you know, Leon Edwards for the win here. All right, now we're gonna do props to watch. Um, I think one prop to really watch is Leon by KO. Um, a lot of people think this is gonna go to decision because most of Leon's fights go to decision, and most of Bilal's fights go to decision. But in my opinion, I think Bilal Muhammad's gonna be hearing all the people trashing him. He's probably heard it his entire career, and I think Leon by KO is very live in this card. You know, I think Bilal Muhammad might be a little too eager to get after Leon. He might try to put the pressure on him a little too much and get sniped by Leon. So I think Leon by KO, add that to your parlay, or just bet it straight up if you're a real baller. Another prop to look out for is Bobby Green by decision. Like I said earlier, Paddy Pimblett is trash, so I'm thinking Bobby Green can get it done. He does have pillow hands, so it does make it very, very live for a decision. We'll see what okay, there's no odds on that yet, but if it's a good number, definitely take it. Let me see. It's pretty much a pick 'em right now. I think Bobby Green's the slight favorite, so that decision number should be good. Paddy Pimblett does have a good chin. That's the only thing he's good at is blocking punches with his face. So yeah, definitely put a Bobby Green decision specific outcome bet and watch the money pile in. Another outcome that I think is very possible, I think Arnold Allen by KO. I think probably in the second or third round, so definitely pull out his second mortgage and put it on Arnold Allen by second round. I really think that's gonna get you some good money, and yeah, I don't think he's gonna get Giga Chikadze in the first round because Giga does have a pretty good chin, but I think Arnold Allen, I think once he swarms Giga Chikadze, he it'll basically be over. I think he's a very very big step ahead. Not very very big step ahead, but I think he's levels above Giga Chikadze in the striking. So yeah, definitely look out for that. The next prop and probably the last prop is gonna be Christian Leroy Duncan by KO. I like Gregory Rodriguez, but Christian Leroy Duncan, he has some power. I've actually never seen him fight, and I don't even know what he looks like, but I've seen Gregory Rodriguez fight, and he does not move his head at all. I've seen him get chinned before, and, it's a very big concern for me. So I'm thinking if that's a good number, definitely put some money down on that, maybe like $10 or something, you know, and just watch the money come in because Gregory Rodriguez does not move his head. And yeah, he has a big head but doesn't move it, man. Can't be having that in MMA. I'm gonna include a bonus prop right now too. Uh, Mick Parkin by decision. He's fat as fuck, but I think he'll get the decision. I don't know.
Damn, we don't fuck women no more. Damn, I don't wanna fuck no more. Bitch ain't no calling my phone. Hell no slime, I don't wanna come push up. Late night, 12 o'clock. She say slime, I wanna riding up. I say bitch, gonna suck these nuts. Yeah, you the whole wanna summer rush. Yeah, you did. All the whole wanna summer kids. King that slime, I'll get down. Beat the whole front of back, big backwood, bitch, yeah, back in the back. In the club, yeah, turned up. Energy got a couple back guns. Nigga wanna hit